flooded shop in Wickham finds refuge in a local community centre. Winchester is named the second unhappiest place in the UK according to official data. And we'll be updating you with the latest on coronavirus. Good afternoon and welcome to Winchester News Online. I'm Olivia Fraser. A local eco shop was driven out of their base, Shedfield, by bad weather, but now the business is thriving after setting up in a brand new location.
This was the scene just a few weeks ago. The heavy rain and high winds at the beginning of the month led to poor driving conditions and flooding across Hampshire. But for one business, the downpours cost more than just a soggy pair of socks. All Good Things of Wickham, a zero-waste refill shop based in the Meon Valley, were forced to stop trading when the floods ruined their shop floor. Instead of losing valuable trading time and money, the zero-waste shop moved into a local community centre. I'm here at Wickham Community Centre where the Eco Refill Shop have been able to get back to business. The shop have taken over a room that would otherwise be empty due to decreased bookings amid the pandemic. The community centre had already been in contact with shop owner Nina in the past, in an effort to make the local community more sustainable.
Very quickly we realised that we needed to do something, and very quickly I managed to speak to the guys at the community centre. They agreed for us to come here, which we're really, really grateful for. And we get lots and lots of customers who have been meaning to come to us in Shedfield for a long time but didn't quite make the journey, but now they can walk to us from home rather than driving as well, which is obviously great for the shop but also better for the environment too.
The move has seen benefits for both parties, with the community hub pleased to welcome such a positive business to their centre.
We agreed that she could move into one of the rooms in the community centre for the next couple of months, and it's going really, really well. We're getting more footfall. People are noticing the community centre. For Nina, certainly for this period of time, it seems a really positive thing because loads of people are coming in and they're stopping by after school runs and things like that, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's gone so well, and we're hoping that if she moves on to another space later, we can carry on having some kind of connection with her, either through a click and collect for local people or some kind of pop-up. So that's kind of where we are. It's been a really happy accident, I think.
The only downside is zero waste doesn't mean 0 calories. Adele Bushard, Winchester News Online.
From top to bottom, Winchester has now been named the second unhappiest place to live in the UK and the unhappiest in Hampshire. I've been investigating what has caused this sudden dip in happiness in the city. Winchester, which was once named the happiest place to live in, has now been named the second unhappiest, according to a recent survey by the Office of National Statistics. The survey asked people to rate on a scale of 0 to 10 how satisfied they are with their life overall, whether they feel they have meaning and purpose in their life, and their level of anxiety. Kensington and Chelsea scored the lowest out of 10, followed by Winchester, with another Hampshire town, Eastleigh, falling as the third unhappiest. But what factors could have made the tables turn so dramatically for this affluent and scenic city?
They have been very, generally, very supportive of staying in the European Union. So by this time by spring, everyone was pretty upset about that. I have to say it was a subject that dominated conversation. Whether you were in or out, it was part of a conversation that was going on between families. And I think that we tend to forget that now, but it was a really big issue. And people were losing relationships over it. They were losing family relationships, friendships over it. So that might have contributed to that feeling at the time.
With anxiety levels jumping to their highest since the survey began in 2001, people are being encouraged to look after their mental health during these particularly hard times.
First of all, it's really important to keep up your connections, even if you're not necessarily meeting people as much face to face. It's keeping up with phone calls, emails, video calls, even writing letters. It's really important to make sure that you're not alone if you can.
Although there may be tough times ahead, research shows that keeping in contact with others and exercising regularly can lead to improved mental health. With October being home to World Mental Health Day, now's the ideal time to partake in local COVID-free safe exercise. Now over to Alex for the latest on coronavirus.
There have now been 112 confirmed coronavirus-related deaths in the Winchester area since the start of March, and the infection rate in the City Council region is 60 per 100,000, which puts us about Tier 1. Compare that to a Tier 3 area such as Liverpool, where the infection rate is 635 per 100,000. Nationally, the number of deaths involving coronavirus has rose by a third in the space of 7 days since the start of the month. The Office for National Statistics says 438 were registered in England and Wales in the week to the 9th of October. Officials have also confirmed that healthy people could be infected with coronavirus beginning in January as a form of trials. The government's backing so-called human challenge trials, which involve exposing volunteers to COVID-19 in a controlled environment, and it's hoped that this will speed up the development of a jab. Stay safe. Back.
Thanks, Alex. Plans for Winchester City Council to be carbon neutral by 2024 and the whole city to follow by 2030 could cost up to £70 million according to experts. Currently the council pays £1 million per year towards climate action. And finally, two friends from Hampshire are bridging the gap between fashion and the environment. Loungers Clothing are combining sustainability and comfort to make their brand stand out. Ellie Clout reports.
The tilt of the head.
Ethical fashion is an up-and-coming trend, but the focus is often not on our home comforts. A company called Loungers from Hampshire felt there was a gap in the fashion market and wanted to find a halfway point between high-end brands and fast fashion. They set out to make a trouser that provided the traditional comfort of loungewear, whilst also taking into consideration the welfare of the planet.
So it all sounds a little bit cliched, perhaps trying to save the rainforest, but it's real. And it was very, very important to us that we didn't add to things like landfill, that we tried to make as much as possible recyclable. Our organic cotton uses less water to be produced, and all those kind of things are important to us as people as well as a company.
Teaming up with many local charities such as Horatio's Garden, the company's sustainable priorities have helped them to stay away from landfill and ensure waste is minimalised. But their ethical efforts stretch further than Hampshire.
We have a partnership with a company called Kenya Lacrosse, a charity out in Kenya, and they deal with a lot of people who have a lot of poverty, obviously, in Kenya, and they will take all our old trousers. So anyone who buys from us, if they have an old pair of loungers, whether it's our make or any other make, they send them back, we collect them, and they get taken to Kenya when they go out there.
With labels that you can plant to grow into flowers, Loungers is trying to get a leg up on climate change. Ellie Clout, Winchester News Online.
So yeah, we just went for a kind of...
That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.